Hey everyone, welcome back to another reaction video. House of the Dragon finale. What, I don't understand. I just don't understand how a show could be this good for this length of time. Like full 10 episodes. Every episode was good. Um, so I'm gonna try to not spoil it, which is impossible. So that was the original plan. So I'm going to actually spoil it a bit. But what I'm going to do, instead of using the episode in the video itself, like how I usually do, like the little videos here, it'll get pulled long anyway. So I'm going to run through the trailer, and I kind of set the trailer, like snapshots of the trailer in what I believe is the correct order. I'm just going to run through it with you quickly. So my eyes kind of going to be back and forth. So it started off with the first scene from the trailer that belongs in the show starts off where Princess Rhaenys comes back on Dragonback. That there's just like a few seconds before, but she's there. They announce her arrival, and she quickly doesn't waste any time, literally telling Rhaenyra and Daemon, who she told like she wants to meet them in person. She literally told them the greens are coming for you and your children. So that's the actual scene that we saw in the trailer. And as I said, no hesitation. She didn't beat around the bush. You know, like how some shows will give you like this big exposition and a lot of talking that we really don't care for. Rhaenys hits it one time. After that, we got another clip where this is the same scene where Princess Rhaenys is talking to Rhaenyra, and the scene plays out just for a couple minutes because they want to show you the impact this information has on Rhaenyra, and that is where she's going to have the miscarriage. And I can tell you up front though, from the little I know of the books, because I said I've only read clip notes. I told you that in past videos. I don't know much, and I just know like the main points going forward, and I watch like a ton of YouTube videos, so I know that almost everything here is straight out of the books, like the source material, and it shows that George R.R. Martin is involved in getting the script prepared and those things. This next scene here where we see Daemon grabbing his sword. I forgot the name of his sword, but they waste no time also in ensuring that you remember as a viewer that Daemon is a warrior. He's out for war. That is what he enjoys. And in a lot of the episodes leading up to the finale, not really in the first one or two, maybe even three episodes, if I can remember correct, they try to get you to like Daemon. And no, sorry, I said it wrong. They try to portray Daemon as like this big war, like now I don't want to say war hero, that's the wrong term. But he's just after war, like he's just after blood. That is basically it. That's it. He's after blood. And then later on, he started to become a more likable character. But in this episode, they reminded you that yo, any chance Daemon gets to go after blood, he's going after it. They don't really play into him wanting the throne, but you get the sense that he wants the throne, or he wants Rhaenyra to be on the throne, so he can also have that power of being, the king. Well, she'll be the queen, but you know what I mean. The next scene is, I can't remember this twin if it's Eric or Eric. Apparently he goes back to King's Landing, and he wasn't King's Landing when they were doing the fight, but you know what I mean. He went to wherever they were storing Viserys's crown, and he steals the crown and he brings it to Rhaenyra to crown her. You know, and this scene, I don't know, something about this scene hit real hard. Like to see this man who he just wants to do what's right, what he believes is right for the honor of the oath that he took to Viserys. I know he's literally playing out the same oath again for Rhaenyra. I thought this was one of the best scenes, probably in the entire season. After that, they do like a close up, and they pan across this entire table, which to me is crazy because I didn't know they had neon orange paint to do like the war table. And that goes on. This is the same war table, but a different scene. So I can remember where how to piece it together, but I know they were similar, and the table didn't really make much of a difference wherever it falls. And this is our first meeting here, and this is before Lord Corlys makes his way back into or onto the screen. Next we have, this is when Otto Hightower brings a message. So in the middle, they could actually see that is Queen Rhaenyra with her crown on. That is Otto and his men. Right behind Otto, that is the Maester, who I can't remember his name. And this is where Daemon is actually drawing his swords, and Daemon literally tells Lord Arik, yeah, I believe it's Arik or Eric, to bring Otto so he could take his head. Which again remind you, like, Daemon doesn't give a shit about nobody. Um, Moving on from that scene, we get one, or just now, yeah, we get one other. That's right. This is our next scene where they where everyone meets, like her new small council, but it's not really a small council, it's more like a medium-sized council. They meet, and this is where Jacaerys has the bright idea to send him and Lucerys to visit the Baratheons, the Starks, and I think it's the Arryns. And if you know a little bit about it, you know this is the biggest mistake that they're ever going to make. After that, we get another scene. It's the same scene where Jacaerys is from a different angle, but in this scene here, this is, I believe this is the, yeah, this is the same scene. I can't remember, but this is the same scene again. So moving on from that now, after Rhaenyra agrees with them, this is where she actually sends them off. She's facing like the horizon, and both of them walking up behind her, and she's going to actually give them the messages in their hand. Um, and that's where she also reiterates that they're going as messengers, not as warriors, which is very important later on. And right here, this is where Jacaerys and Lucerys flies away. But there are three dragons, so I want to believe one of them is Rhaenyra's Queen Rhaenyra's dragon, flying off in the background, and the two in the front, that's supposed to be Jacaerys and Lucerys. Um, and this scene here, I can't remember if I have this in the right place, but this is Daemon actually going to, I think I hear me the dinosaur. I think the dragon is Vermithor. I can't remember the name from the actual books itself, but this is supposed to be one of the bigger dragons that House of the Dragons will portray, and I believe it's very close in size to Vega, because I believe Daemon, with his warrior foresight, he knows that they're going to need something very huge to fight Vega. Um, and you don't get much with this. This is like the last little piece where Daemon and Vega, I believe they're bonding in this moment here. Because they bounce from eye to eye, and they do like this weird little thing with the eyes where they kind of go into one. You're like Vermithor, you could actually see Daemon just kind of melting into his eyes, and then they snap back to Daemon, and you see the same thing with the dragon kind of melting into his eyes. After that, so this is where Lucerys actually arrives. He just jumped off like his dragon, Arax, and he hears this big growl in the background. When he turns around, he sees Vega, so he knows Aemon is there. From that point now, um, Lucerys goes. He talks to the Baratheon, the Lord Baratheon. I can't remember his name, but before he could leave, Aemon braces him, and he throws a knife to him and tells him like he wants back an eye, an eye for an eye. Takes off his patch, and he has like I think it's a ruby in his socket where Lucerys took his eye so many years ago. After that, Lucerys had to remind him that he's there as a messenger, not as a warrior. Even though he does draw his sword to defend himself, but he could tell how frightened he really was, because he knows the capabilities of Aemon. Now he really can't defend himself against Aemon right now. He could barely stand against Jacaerys, his older brother. And this is Lucerys running back to Arax, and it's storming. It's like crazy storm. One of the good things is whoever doing the editing, they paid attention to like the masses, and they brightened the screen a little bit. They didn't crush the blacks as much. So everything, well, at least from what I saw, I could have seen everything on screen. Um, so he gets on his dragon, and he actually tells his dragon obey, and a couple of words like listen, basically trying to tell the dragon, listen to me, do what I tell you to do. This is a scene here where they're flying. Vega is behind him already, and this is a scene where we actually see Vega kind of snap at Arax, and Lucerys, he manages to get away. He flies to like this canyon where Vega cannot fit, and then he kind of just soars upward into like this clear sky. But right before he does that, Arax actually makes like a big U-turn and hits Vega on the neck with fire. And that is when he actually hear Lucerys remind the dragon like, listen to me, don't do your own thing. And that is something that it goes back to, I think, episode 3, where Viserys, King Viserys, was actually telling I can't remember if he was telling Rhaenyra that, trifling with dragons from way back when the Targaryens and the Valerians started to train and ride dragons. That was like one of the biggest mistakes they ever made. um and it comes back to show that these dragons, they don't necessarily have to listen to their riders. Like, they feel their emotions, they bonded, but they don't really listen, because Arax wasn't supposed to do that. Lucerys didn't tell Arax to do that, or emote for Arax to do that. And then after he does that, Vega actually disappears for a little bit, and that's when Lucerys and Arax goes up into like the clearing above the storm, and out of nowhere, Vega just comes and literally snatches Arax with Lucerys in the middle and bites the body and probably swallows that same speed, and all you see is the two wings flapping down. And the craziest thing is, though, you actually get a couple seconds of Aemond with regret on his face, and you could tell that he did not give Vega the instructions or the emotion, like to go ahead and eat him alive. Like, he did not mean to do that, which I thought was very smart of the show, because all along, I mean, all these kids, they grow up together, and Aemon, he just likes taunting Lucerys. And the eye for an eye thing, I think if he gets to take an eye, both of them may be good friends. But anyway, it doesn't play out like that, and I think that was really smart of the directors and the showrunners to give it that one little clip of Aemon regretting even coming on Vega and going after Lucerys, because he didn't mean for that to happen. And that's it from the trailer, and that's like the cliff notes of what the episode was about. My overall thoughts about this season: this is one of the best Game of Thrones seasons ever. I mean, the season wasted no time. Like, from episode 1, there was always something to talk about. One of the things that I like with it is every episode felt like a movie. It felt complete. There was never an episode that left me yeah, obviously I wanted more, but it didn't leave me hanging to the point where I'm like upset about it. Like, how could they do that? Or like that. That's like when they Ollie killed, well, stabbed Jon Snow. I was like, yo, are they really going to end the season there? So it didn't have any episode that ended like that for me. Everything felt satisfying, and the 10 episodes flew by so quickly. And every week, I would be like, yeah, can't wait for Sunday. But every Sunday felt so fulfilling that I was content until the next Sunday, if that makes any sense. So, House of Dragon season 1, as solid as a series or a season in a series could possibly get, from my opinion. This is on House of Cards level. This is on early The Walking Dead level. This is on probably like season 6. If you take like all of the episode 9s of Game of Thrones and put it into like a season, this is probably as good as all of those episodes if they were running concurrently, or one after the other. So yeah, let me know your thoughts about it. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I can't believe we're going to have to wait 2 years to get another season. And let me know your thoughts down in the comment. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to get notifications anytime I post follow-up House of the Dragons videos, because there's going to be a 2-year period to wait, and I'm sure I'm going to be doing some stuff in between. And I'll catch you in another reaction video.